What is up, everyone? On Seth Leroy Hustle Adventures today, we are in Illinois and we are picking one up going back to Minnesota, and it is snowing here right now. I had to do this intro because this one is literally 14 minutes away. This guy got on the other side of the bridge. That was weird. Yeah, so this one's 14 minutes away. Dropped that one off, picking that one up, going to Minnesota. But yeah, this was a good one. So I had to print up something that was insane downtown Chicago. I had to print up at the UPS.
In a quarter
and it
mile,
was like
turn left onto Franklin
so
Avenue.
insane. And then like this was for this one, but I had to do it on the way to this one, and it was like, dude, the smallest parking lot ever too, and people were just honking, not at me, like at other people, because when I was trying to get in and out, like people were like so impatient, but picked it up, you know. And I drove a straight truck downtown Minneapolis all the time, and it was like nothing compared to that.
Turn left onto Franklin
But anyways,
Avenue.
I'm gonna go. We're literally 10 minutes away, and let's get loaded up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just updating you guys. Yeah, it's snowing here in Illinois. So I'm just so annoyed. So I go in there, I'm like, yep, here, whatever, da-da-da. Give them my paperwork, and then they slap down a postage stamp and say, that'll be $357 storage fee. I'm like, I haven't ran into this, obviously, so I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, just however you want to pay for that. And I was like, I'm not paying, you know, like what? So I hit the number up that because this place called me several times, you know, like, oh, where you at? Like when I was literally like way ahead of schedule, like I always am. But I was like, yeah, I'm almost there, like 4 minutes, you know. They're all cool, like, all right, cool. So they're hitting me up, you know. And then like when I was 15 minutes away, then when I was 4 minutes away, and I'm like, dude, I'm like on my route. Yep. And they're like, oh, okay, thank you. So then I get here, apparently, yeah, it hasn't been paid, and that can happen. Talked to someone who's been in this a long time, and they said, yeah, they've only had that happen like 3 times. But so I called them, they're like, oh yeah, we'll get on it, this and that. I sit here for another 15 minutes, and the reason I'm more frustrated is this one's to go home, and it was a perfect one, and I was literally going to be able to shoot to a rest area by my house, you know, go to sleep. Like, dude, see, and that's what I mean. There are stressful times, and it's more the situation of like, you're hitting me up a bunch, I'm here on time, and then it's not even ready, like you didn't pay your storage fee. And then so I called back after 15 minutes, said, hey, I called a little bit ago, calling again. Oh, we're getting on it. Oh yeah. And I was like, well, how am I gonna know you're done? Because he was like, oh, I'll let you know. I was like, how are you gonna let me know? And then he's like, oh yeah, what, your phone number? I'm like, yeah, my phone number. Took my phone number down. Like, I don't play, bro. Like, not in this situation. That's the thing, I'm assertive everywhere I go. I'm, you know, I'm cool, but definitely assertive, like, no, this is not. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, because too, they gave me that number when they've, you know, been hitting me up, and they're like, oh, call this number to approve the pieces and this and that. So that's why I was annoyed too, is like, you're hitting me up a bunch trying to make sure everything's legit when you're not even ready. So I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, so now this one, so like I was updating you, I started getting aggressive, like not in a staying professional, but I called and they said, oh, we'll call you back. Called again. Then they're like, oh, we emailed the customer, maybe we should call them. I'm like, yeah, maybe call them. So anyways, then they say, oh yeah, we called them. They said they'll pay it in the morning. So I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, they were like, does that work for you? Doing a layover? And I said, no, it doesn't. And they said, oh, well, let me see if you can, this was a funny part. Let me see if that's okay, if you can just, if you can deny this. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then she was like, I'm gonna check in with your owner or whatever. And I said, I am the owner. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the owner of Musco Cargo. It was pretty funny. So then she's like, oh, so you're canceling or you're done? And then I was like, yeah. And then I called my wife though first. I said, yeah, you can call me back in 10 minutes. Talked to my wife and we discussed it. I mean, this would have put us over 1,200 profit, which would have been cool, but she said 9 or 10. The customer said it most likely will be ready. Dude, I'm not playing that shit, bro. I'll just drive home, have Friday, Saturday, Sunday with my kids and wife. And like, that's the thing. That's why too, I always tell people, like, you know, that's why I did this business. I didn't do it to be at the mercy of, you know, some company. And like, it was so funny when she's like, well, I'll check if you can go or whatever. That's exactly how she said it. I was like, check with who? That's exactly how I said it. Check with who? She said, oh, with the company. And then I was like, I am the company. And she's like, oh wait, oh, you're the owner of the company? And I'm like, yes. And then she's like, Musco Cargo? I was like, yes. I don't need to drive yet. That's why this is gonna just turn into a talking video. And that's why, like, you know, obviously, well then when she said the layover too, to just give you the full story, then I said, okay, well, what does that mean for me? And she's like, oh, what do you mean? I was like, well, are you offering anything? Because I could tell, you know, like, come on, I'm not stupid. And then she's like, oh yeah, a layover fee, you mean? I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, well, 100, let me look though. Or no, she said, let me look. She goes, look, she comes back, she's like, well, it's for Sprinter vans, cargo vans, the most we'll do is 100. So I'm like, okay, that's what you'll do. For Sprinter van cargo vans, that's the most you'll do. She's like, is that an appropriate amount? I'm like, no. And then she's like, well, that's the max I can do. And then I said, well, then I'm gonna head out. And then she was like, here, 1 second. I don't know where she went, came back. She's like, yep, 100's the best we'll do. Probably talk to her supervisor or whatever. And then I just said, okay, well, I'm gonna call my wife, see if $100 is worth our whole Friday. And she's like, so I can call back? Which is funny, at first they weren't really caring to talk to me. And then when I'm like, I'm gonna leave, then all of a sudden they want to talk, they want to see if they can make it work. I was already done when she said she talked to the customer and they said that they would do tomorrow. Anyways, what was I saying? My wife messaged me. So yeah, pretty much it was funny, like, so you're telling me, because I'm a Sprinter van or a cargo van, what I'm worth? What my night is worth? Because if they would have been ready, I would have got to my rest area in Minnesota at 11 o'clock. Could have got rest, dropped it off in the morning, had my whole Friday. But now, like, and I'm not saying this from ego or anything, I'm saying of knowing your worth. My wife actually taught me that a long time ago. You guys know, if you've been following me, I'm an ex-felon, or I am a felon, ex-addict. So when I first got sober 8 years ago, coming up on 8 years, this March, but like, I used to think I was low on the totem pole, so I used to get shitty jobs. I used to, you know, like, and my wife would be like, you got to know your worth. What's worth your time? She said it a lot. I used to be like, but babe, I'm a felon. She'd be like, doesn't fucking matter. And then I kept elevating jobs up to 24 an hour at my last job. And then this job where we make more on the weeks. Like this, we would have made good money, like over 1,200, but now we'll probably make it about 800. But that's where, but I'm going to get a truck not used thing too. Or I mean, cancellation fee, all that stuff, but whatever. But that's what I'm saying, is know your worth. It's up to you though. If you think it's okay to just sit overnight because they'll pay $100, I'm not saying that's not worth it. That is a good deal, because I was debating it, but it was just funny to me that they tried to turn it into what a Sprinter van, cargo van waiting overnight's worth. Like, you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know that I could have perfectly dropped this off, then, you know, in the morning dropped it off, and then I could have went home, like, perfectly, and still had my whole Friday. Like, the usual plan is either Thursday night or Thursday evening, night, or Thursday in the middle of the night, like tonight I'm gonna do, and then go to bed and then wake up, have the whole day. That's like our, and we did go head out Tuesday, so we still made like 800 something probably, which is our minimum to make all our bills and just to live our normal life. And I'm all excited. We got our fence getting put up, you know, they're literally doing it right now. So when springtime comes, we're gonna be chilling. And that's why we started this business, because that's why too, when they acted like that to me, and we're like, oh, I'll see if that's okay with the owner of your company, if you can go home. I'm like, skirt. No ego involved. I'm just saying. I was like, skirt. You're talking to him. And she was like, wait, you're the owner of it? And I was like, yeah, I'm the owner of Musco Cargo. She's like, oh, it was funny. Then she changed and tried to give me the layover fee and stuff. But like at first she was not trying to talk no money. But the reason I wanted to do this video was just like to show another reason why I do this, or why, like, to stay inspired to save up though for that. Save up and save up a goose egg. I always say it, like, save up for your van, save up for like $5 grand at least to have backup money. And just because a lot of people I've noticed, dude, I'm gonna do a video about it, even a topic, because so many people get into this and they got the loan, then they get gas card loans, whatever, you know what I mean, all this stuff. And people will be like talking to me, and it's just like, it's really hard because, like, you know, if you don't, you know, really plan to get into this, you could be screwed. You know, like, I can comfortably leave here, make 800, and I don't care. Like, obviously I debated though staying overnight, getting the extra 100, but my kids and wife, not worth it. That's why, you know, if we hit our minimum 800, we're good to go home. But usually we want to hit that 1200. So we were really excited, but when they start playing games with it, and like, that's when we were done. But anyways, I'm going to head out. I just wanted to finish this video. I don't even know what I'll title it, because pretty much know your worth though. And it's up to you. Every person could be different. Some people could have been like, sure, I'll stay. And I was debating it. That's why I called my wife. I said, what do you want me to do? You know, like, I'm down for whatever. She said, no, it's not worth it. And I was like, yeah, I agree. I mean, you know. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and keep being motivated. Keep saving up for this, and or you can go the loan route. I know people do that, so I'm not always trying to act like it's bad. It's good. I know people are profitable. But everyone who's talked to me that's done it with a payment and stuff, the payment and insurance, they go to a company and drive for a company because they can't afford their insurance and the payment. And then, because then they're driving constantly and they can never go home. So then they go to a company and they say, man, I went to a company, this sucks. And or they, that's pretty much it. They go to a company, or they just say, I have to quit this. I've had a lot of people who are like, I had to quit it. But that's why I'm really big on saying, like, just own it. Just, if you hate your job so much, you're so passionate, save up your money and get it going. But anyways, everyone, this is all about motivation, not trying to down anyone. I'm saying to save up for it. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna drive home. Everyone have a beautiful day, night, whenever you're watching this. Have a good one.